Russ, thank you so much for joining us. As you know, the COVID pandemic has triggered a dramatic increase in stress levels for a lot of people, mood swings, insomnia, and many of them have turned to your company, Ginger, for mental health care support. Tell us exactly, what does Ginger do?
Ginger is an on-demand mental health system. We are solving the supply-demand imbalance in mental health through a combination of content, behavioral health coaching, therapy, psychiatry, all delivered 24/7 on demand virtually.
Well, we know that telemedicine doctor visits have been on the rise during this whole COVID pandemic, and they've done remarkably well. I'm sure you get asked this all the time. When it comes to mental health support, does it make sense to do this online, virtual, so to speak, as opposed to an in-person visit?
Virtual has a number of advantages for mental health. First of all, the friction of getting access to a mental health appointment has been a significant problem historically. Stigma, having to get into a car and show up at somebody's office. People might see you going into that office. The ability to be at the comfort of your home, accessing a world-class professional, in a comfortable setting is a big deal. I think the second big advantage is that it's more measurable. So if you're sitting in somebody's office, it's hard to measure how they're doing, how they're improving over time. Whereas Ginger can monitor the conversation, we can extract information, we can use that to better our care over time and make sure people are getting the help they need.
You wrote in an op-ed piece recently that mental health is now the responsibility of every executive and board member. Until now, mental health has been the responsibility of the human resources team, not necessarily the CEO. And now, what's changed? Why should CEOs be paying more attention to mental health?
I think there are a few big reasons. The first is we've learned that mental health is a huge factor when it comes to the overall productivity and health of a population. So for continuity reasons, for risk reasons, that alone is reason for the board and the CEO to be paying attention to the mental health of their staff. The second big thing is with a pandemic, the mental health strain has skyrocketed. Things like financial pressures, isolation pressures, uncertainty about personal health, family health, what the world's going to look like is creating mental health issues. And so during this period of time in particular, and the transitions we're going through for business planning reasons, for business continuity reasons, it's critically important that people are paying attention to the mental health of their populations.
I understand a lot of your clients are well-known companies like Delta Airlines, SurveyMonkey, Domino's, a lot of companies. When you talk to their executives or their CEOs, what are they telling you about why they are dealing with this mental health space?
First, they're telling us that their employees are demanding it. They're hearing increasingly that employees are not able to access the current mental health networks that they're providing through their health plans, through their EAPs. They're just inadequate. And so employees are coming to the HR team saying, I need help and I can't find it. So that's one, they're hearing it from their employees. Two is they recognize the pain that people are facing today. It is a very difficult time. There are, as we discussed, lots of changes going on in the world that are leading to increasing mental health need. And the company recognizes that a critical part of being successful is going to be making sure their employees are productive. They show up to work. They are healthy. And focusing on mental health is a critical part of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and on another level, one thing I hear a lot from CEOs about the importance of leading with purpose and the power of purpose. From your perspective, what does that mean? And, why is purpose so critical for business leaders?
Firstly, I think it's been proven time and time again that purpose and mission lead to the best companies, starting with the work Jim Collins did back in the 90s in Good to Great. Purpose is an important part of what drives company success. it aligns the people and what they're doing. It aligns priorities, and it creates resilience in an organization when they go through hard times. We all go through hard times. If we have a purpose and we are all aligned on that, it helps us get through those hard times because we still know where we're going and we know how we want to get there.
Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about your background. I understand that for many years, you were considered a technology entrepreneur. You were focusing on things like IT services and data science and stuff like that. And then you made a switch from pure tech to healthcare. What motivated you?
I realized I wanted to do something that needed to exist in the world. There are 300 million people around the world that have a diagnosed mental health condition that aren't getting care. There are 1 billion people that don't have a diagnosis, but according to the World Health Organization, have an issue. And the cost to society of that is significant. Somebody with these conditions has 2.5 times the cost to healthcare than somebody without. I realized that this was the biggest supply-demand imbalance situation I've ever seen and felt like it was something I wanted to spend the rest of my career in.
Mm-hmm. Do you find that it takes a different set of leadership skills to lead a company like Ginger, a company that is purpose-driven?
I think it's far easier to lead a purpose-driven company, and maybe that's why they're more successful, because the CEOs don't have to be as talented to do it. And I say that because I'm able to hire better people because they care about the passion, they care about a mission. I'm able to align the team more effectively. And they're waking up every morning, going through hard times as every company does, but they're doing it for a reason. They're doing it for a purpose. So I have less work to do to motivate people. And I think finally there's a fulfillment that people have by working for a company like Ginger that, again, I don't have to create. It exists in a meaningful way.